As the NHL's regular season is nearing its end, the New York Rangers have but 11 games remaining in the regular season before the playoffs will begin. And the question is, are the New York Rangers an actual true Stanley Cup contender? And the answer is yes, I think they are. I think this Rangers team is pretty good. I mean, obviously, they're right now one of the top teams in the entire NHL, alongside the Vancouver Canucks, the Panthers, Avalanche, Canes, Stars, Bruins. There are a ton of great teams in the NHL, but the Rangers are among the best. They are one of the best teams in the entire NHL. They have proven to be so throughout this entire regular season. And although they have definitely not been perfect for the entire season, they have been a great team for the most part. They definitely had their struggles. I mean, to begin the season, obviously Igor Shesterkin, who is supposed to be this Vezina caliber guy, he did not have the best start to this season, putting up some pretty bad numbers, especially for his standards. Having a guy like Quick there as the backup really kind of helped pull this team along until Igor, obviously the last couple months, have really kind of refound his game and has become that kind of Vezina caliber guy once again that we know he can be. I mean, obviously I'm not saying he's going to win the Vezina trophy, but he's beginning to obviously start playing a lot more like that Vezina caliber guy that we have seen in the past couple of seasons. So that is great to see for the Rangers. Getting Igor Shesterkin back in form is extremely important for this team's success. I mean, if this Rangers team truly does want to win the Stanley Cup, I think it's pretty clear that we need to have some great goaltending, and a guy like Igor Shesterkin in net, when he is on his A game, he is truly one of the best in the entire world. So having him back on his game is definitely a very good sign for the Rangers, who are looking to go on a very long playoff run. Also, having a guy like Jonathan Quick, though, as the backup, in case anything happens, having a guy like Quickie back there who's obviously, had his success in the playoffs in the past with the LA Kings, has a ton of experience. He's been there in the league for a very, very long time. I think having a good veteran backup like that is definitely quite reassuring. And taking a look here at the New York Rangers decor, I think obviously clearly having a number one guy like Adam Fox on that back end there is truly important. I mean, you take a look at the last couple winners here at the Stanley Cup, Vegas Golden Knights, and obviously Colorado Avalanche. They've got Alex Pietrangelo and obviously Cale Makar. Those are two number one top pairing kind of guys, obviously, who are very talented in the offensive zone and defensively as well. So having a guy like Fox here is a good two-way guy, good offensively, good defensively, I definitely think is extremely important to have, and definitely a very valuable thing for the New York Rangers. Jacob Trouba, the captain, obviously a very good leader, may not be quite worth that $8 million cap hit, but he definitely is a pretty solid D-man, decent defensively, help it a bit offensively here and there, but for the most part, just more going to be more of a defensive kind of guy, but a really good leader, obviously a good team player. He'll block shots, he'll lay the body, he'll scrap a bit if he has to, he'll stick up for some teammates. So I think this is definitely a guy who, you want on the back end come play at time as well. So having those kind of guys, those tough physical players, definitely come play at time especially, is very important. And the rest of the New York Rangers decor is also pretty solid, especially a guy like Ryan Lindgren, who's that really good, reliable defensive defenseman who's going to play, some good defensive hockey, obviously, but the odd time here and there definitely can have a nice goal or make a nice play offensively. And he's also going to, be that heart and soul kind of guy. Put in 110% every time he's out there, block shots, sacrifice his body, put his body on the line for the team, and, just battling those dirty areas as well. Having a guy like that is definitely not too bad at all. And taking a look here at the forward core for the Rangers, obviously post-deadline, adding in a guy like Jack Roslovic and Alex Wenberg, I think, provided this team with a lot of depth. And I mean, that was a clear need. After losing Philip Hedl down the middle, the Rangers had, Mika Zibanejad and Trocheck, which that's a great 1-2 combo, I think. But obviously that third line kind of center spot there was lacking after Hedl went down and Trocheck had to move up. So bringing in a guy like Wenberg now, obviously having that 1-2-3 punch of Mika, Trocheck, and then obviously Wenberg, I think is a much better look now. So that provides a lot more depth, and you can move a guy like Brzezinski back to that kind of fourth line where I think he kind of, fits a bit better. So I think that definitely is good for this team. But taking a look here at the top line, Kreider, Mika, and obviously Jack, they're looking decent so far. Obviously, Jack was just added in a deadline, so it might take them a bit to get going and get some chemistry, but so far they've looked solid together and definitely haven't been too bad. And taking a look here at the 1B line, or really I would say the best line for the Rangers so far this season, you have Panarin, Trocheck, and Lafreniere. I mean, this line has been tremendous. You have a guy like Lafreniere who's having a career high in goals, assists, and points. You have a guy like Trocheck who's having a career high in potentially points. He could catch that total, and also has already had one in assists. And you have a guy like Panarin who, as well, he's having a career high in goals and points. So he's having a great season. And in general, that whole entire line is just having a monster season. Pretty much all of them are having career years. So hopefully that can continue into the playoffs for the Rangers. But taking a look here at that third line made up of Will Cooley, Wenberg, and Kakko, if that's what it is come playoff time, I definitely am okay with that. I think having a good, kind of defensive line here made up of a guy like Will Cooley, who's, played a pretty solid two-way game this year, especially, for a rookie. Offensively has not been the best, but his overall physical and defensive play has been pretty solid. Then you have a guy like Alex Wenberg there, who's that good, reliable kind of two-way shutdown center, playing a good two-way game, good defensively, can help on the PK as well. So having a guy like that there is not bad at all. He's also got a bit of playoff experience as well. And then you have a guy like Kaapo Kakko, who, this year offensively has not been the best, was injured for a bit, but obviously is a good two-way defensive kind of winger. So that's not bad there at all for that third line. Having a good, pretty, checking kind of shutdown third line is definitely not a bad idea at all come playoff time. And then that fourth line there, you don't exactly know what we're going to see. I mean, it has been jumbled around quite a bit, so it'll be interesting to see exactly what Peter Laviolette decides to do. But in general, we have some good options there on that fourth line. Gaudreau, Brodzinski, you always got VC, Rempe, Edstrom. So there are, a few different options. Obviously, these guys have gone up and down a bit, Edstrom and Rempe, but we'll see what happens. Obviously, come playoff time, Peter Laviolette is going to have a few different options available out there for him. So we'll see what happens. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, please smash the like button. Don't forget to comment down below your thoughts on the Rangers. Do you think they are a true Stanley Cup contender? Because personally, I do. I think this team has a shot to win it all. They've got the goaltending. They've got a pretty solid decor. They've obviously got some great forwards, and they also have a good Stanley Cup winning coach in Peter Laviolette. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.